What is happening, my beautiful geek culture? As always, I'm your boy O, and today it is time for another news roundup. 4 topics in one video. First, the Fantastic Four's viewership revealed, and I gotta talk about how that proves that streaming is not the problem. Second, Netflix considered buying that of Disney? Huh? Third, we finally know why Warner Bros. Discovery ignored Paramount's $108 billion bid before they did their hostile move. And then finally, Superman being peed on? Oh, I got a few things to say about this one. So you know what that means? Things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. All here today on the 4KO. Now let's get into this news so I can give you guys my 2 cents on each matter. First up, the Fantastic Four. This article is coming from comicbookmovie.com. If you're familiar with the 4KO, you would know that this is my preferred site to get my news from. So shout out to them for continuing to bring the noise. It is titled, The Fantastic Four First Steps reportedly had the lowest Disney Plus debut of any MCU movie. It's been revealed today that the Fantastic Four First Steps has logged the lowest 5-day debut of any MCU movie on Disney Plus, attracting only 4.9 million views. That's 23% below Captain America Brave New World at 6.4 million and 10% below Thunderbolts at 5.5 million. So, the Fantastic Four has struggled on Disney Plus. Now down here, they have the comparisons to all of the other Disney Plus debuts. We got Black Panther, Wakanda Forever at 14 million views. We got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at 10.9 million views. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness at 9.7 million views. And Eternals at 9.2 million views. Captain America Brave New World, I just said, 6.4. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, 6.1. Thunderbolts, 5.5. The Marvels, 5.3. Black Widow, 5.1. The Fantastic Four, 4.9. How is that possible? How is it that the Fantastic Four has less numbers than that of the Marvels, the Thunderbolts, and Black Widow? Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? I mean, come on. I like Captain America Brave New World, but I would argue that the Fantastic Four is the superior film. It should have at least opened to that amount. Okay, I don't know what is going on, but to a point that I would like to make, many people are blaming streaming. They're saying that people are waiting for these movies to debut on these streaming platforms, right? I can't tell. Fantastic Four First Steps only made, $560 million worldwide? And people tried to say back then that they were waiting. And here it is. It debuted on Disney Plus. And it seems to me that a lot of people just outright ignored it. All right, I love the film, but this proves that streaming is not the problem. People will watch what they want to go and see. Okay, point, plain, and simple. I think a lot of people just want to ignore that simple fact. Next up, this is also coming from comicbookmovie.com. It is titled, Netflix considered buying Disney before moving forward with $82 billion acquisition of Warner Bros. It's been confirmed that Netflix considered buying Disney, Marvel Studios, and Star Wars before ultimately shifting its focus to acquiring Warner Bros. Pictures and HBO. This goes to show you that Netflix is not playing. Who would have thought that any company would have considered buying that of Disney out of all studios? Think about that for a second. Have you ever envisioned someone owning Disney other than the people who owns it now? Hell no. And here it is. Netflix was attempting another hostile takeover. Just like Paramount Skydance is attempting to do, I believe Netflix was not going to go directly to the board members. It was going to go directly to the shareholders. Okay, especially since the company is not up for sale. See, with Warner Brothers Discovery, the studio is already up for sale. All right, so what you do, you go in and you do the bid, right? And if the bid does not work out, you go to the shareholders, which is what Paramount Skydance attempted to do. But we're going to get into why that may very well fail as well. But Netflix most likely had the same plan regarding that of Disney. Very interesting. And it's also something to bring up and consider for later on, just in case the whole Warner Brothers Discovery deal doesn't fall through and they can find themselves in a position to double back to this matter. So it would be very interesting to see exactly how that plays out. Next, we have some news that I feel works in the favor of Netflix. It is titled, Paramount's Middle East funding said to have been what made it lose the Warner Brothers Discovery auction. It's being reported that the Middle East funding purportedly secured by Paramount to bid for Warner Brothers Discovery is what led it to lose the auction for the company. So for all of those people out there who's reporting that Warner Brothers Discovery intentionally ignored Paramount's bid of $108 billion, needs to understand that they had a problem with where the funding was coming from. Okay, now I know we all hoped that the Saudis can get their hands on this studio because a lot of us want the Snyderverse to be restored, but there's a way for that to happen as well with Netflix. No one said that it cannot happen, but they don't want foreign entities owning a domestic studio. And I know you're going to say, well, they won't own it. They'll own part of it. However, with $52 billion invested, they will own the majority of it. That is what it is. Domestic shareholders of Warner Discovery does not want that. Okay, they don't want people outside of the country making decisions for studios that is mainly in the United States. So with that being said, Netflix has officially jumped ahead. Even though their bid is a little bit less, the shareholders are more invested into Netflix's dollar because it is solely American. And last, but certainly not least, I am so eager to talk about this. It is titled, Supergirl Trailer Description Reveals Lobo, Superman being peed on, and plenty of cosmic action. Some of you may have missed that, but let me say it one more time, Dr. Umar style. Superman being peed on. Do they mean that literally? Are they saying that there's a scene where a dog is pissing on Superman? Has this character not been shitted on enough regarding that of James Gunn and his DCU? First, Superman is slung around like a goddamn teddy bear doll, and now you're trying to tell me that some animal is using the bathroom on this iconic superhero. How did we get to this point? How is it that everything related to DC at this very moment cannot be taken seriously? I mean, come on. I know some mute monkey is going to say, bro, you have not watched the trailer yet. You have not seen the trailer. And by the way, the trailer will release tomorrow, Thursday. That's what they're saying. But I don't want to see Superman being peed on. Okay? I've already seen him be degraded in his own goddamn film. Why would I want to see my most iconic superhero being peed on? Who is okay with that? Why do you accept stupid crap like this? First, we had Pissmaker, and then, well, first we had Creature Commandos, and then Pissmaker, and now, oh, and I forgot about Superman. Oh my goodness, that film was so forgettable. I totally forgot it came out this year. And now, you're telling me that we see Superman for the second time in this universe, and a dog is pissing on him. Make sure you hype, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you like. And always remember, let the bon temps roule. That means let the good times roll. But in the comments below, let me know, how do you feel about all 4 topics that I talk about today? Mainly Superman being peed on. That one absolutely frustrated me. Let me know in the comments below.